Good evening. Laura Donnelly here with Dancing with Ease Body Brain Balance, and it is day 193 of Strange and Interesting Times. I thought I'd come on today and chat a bit about ordinary everyday healing, what it is, and how we can activate it in ourselves. So, basically, our bodies are amazing things. They are set up to repair themselves. Now, we're not like a lizard and that can grow a new tail yet. We might be able to do that sometime in the future. But if we get a cut, our skin repairs itself. Hey, Kay, it's great to see you. If we break a bone, many times the bone will mend if we get it splinted right. There's amazing things that simple healing things that we can do with ourselves. Now, like a compound fracture where the bone doesn't just like crack, but it cracks and shifts, then we have to maybe go to the doctor and have them put it back together. Sometimes they have to do screws and bolts, but the body will still heal with all of that. And I think in my system, I have experienced that I can support my body healing or I can interfere with my body's healing. So what do I mean by that? Well, I have some favorite things I use for bruises and strains and bangs and bumps. I like arnica. It comes in a gel or a cream, and you can just rub it on. Then it's a homeopathic thing, and you can take it inside your system. It works for me. And because I feel like it works and I have experienced it working, what happens is that when I rub the cream on a bruise, I am telling my body I'm taking care of it. And it relaxes just a little bit. And when it relaxes, everything inside that does the healing, the blood vessels that get like if you have a cut or an infection, and it takes the part of your body that fights the infection to that injury site. It also, your blood vessels carry damaged tissue away and out of your system and provide new material for building and repairing. And if we are frightened or tight or tense, we make this whole process more difficult. So in addition to my little things I do, I'm kind of a fan of antibiotic ointment too, because it's pretty cool. And rubbing alcohol and peroxide. What else? I have this thing that we used a lot when I was a kid called BFI powder. I don't know what it is. I do too. It's powdered iodine. Had to think a minute. And if you sprinkle that on a cut, it doesn't sting like real iodine, and gets rid of the infection really fast. For bug bites, I really like baking soda. It's one of my favorite things. So whatever works for you is good to use. But the whole concept of ease in our systems really, really helps our bodies do their healing function better. So what happens with body brain balance and using ease is that you interfere less with your body's automatic processes. So if I notice I'm short of breath, this isn't really good for me, not good for anybody. We don't, our voice goes up, we don't get enough breath. If I notice that and I scan for ease in my system, what happens is I take a deeper breath. My body recalibrates itself and restores its natural good breathing harmony. Now, I can get it upset again. You know how when you laugh so hard you cry and you can't get a good breath, and that's a good thing. But you get short of breath and you have to get it back in balance. It's a fun thing, a funny reason to better than being startled. What else? If I eat hot peppers, hot sauce, it makes me have the hiccups, and that disrupts my breathing thing. So this isn't about some perfect state, some perfect healing state that we get into and stay. This is about stopping interfering with our body's natural mechanism to rebalance itself. And yesterday I was talking about surfing and getting on your surfboard and balancing on your surfboard. But all the time inside our system, that whole balancing thing is happening. So if you eat sweet stuff, it changes the insulin levels in your system. Your body shifts everything around to process that sweet food and balance out the sugars in your system. If you get dehydrated and you start to feel like not thinking, not focusing well, not tracking, so you do that and drink some water, and your body quickly absorbs that and sends it where it's needed most. Sometimes where it's needed most is the head. When we lived in Arizona, as soon as it got warm in the spring, oh man, dehydration was a terrible problem. And people started driving terribly. They weren't tracking, and they didn't realize at first that they were thirsty. They didn't realize the temperature had gone up, creeped up, and that they weren't drinking enough water to keep their body in balance at the different temperature levels. So lots of things can throw our body out of balance. Worry and stress can upset the digestive system, so that when we eat foods, even foods that we like and that are normally good for us, they can not sit well in our stomach and not process well. So ordinary everyday healing is simply getting out of our body's way. So our body and the automatic systems in our brain can rebalance, fine-tune, recalibrate. Our body is really set up to do this fine-tuning thing. So the easiest way to do that is to remember the difference between tensing in your system and easing in your system. And whenever you notice it, choose easing. Because when you ease anywhere in your system, you're easing everywhere. And when that happens, you breathe more easily. You just naturally breathe more easily. The blood flows where it needs to go in your whole system more easily. The blood vessels and veins are not constricted. Likewise, the lymph channels are not constricted. The nerve channels are not constricted. And the channels that carry the sacral spinal fluid all through your system, those are not constricted. And then they all are able to work better, and then healing happens, and we can just go along for the ride. So that's my thoughts for today. I hope you find them useful and beneficial. If you have little special healing tips and tools that you use, I would love to hear them. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 194 of Strange and Interesting Times.